Derick along with Matt Rose here at DRF headquarters for round 3 of Levy and Matchmaker action at Yonkers Raceway as we present the harness spotlight for March 30th and 31st. We're going to take a look at one Levy race, one Matchmaker race.
Handpicked by you, I see.
They're all handpicked by me. You know, and we'll see if we can come up with a winner. I think last week we both went 1 for 2. We had what, somewhere in LA, right?
We had somewhere in LA. We paid a halfway decent price, quarter moved. Kind of got lucky because a couple of the horses had some traffic issues, but paid a reasonable enough prices. I think the slight second choice, maybe paid like $5.80, $5.90, something like that.
So we made a profit.
We made a profit.
That's
we also
all
gave
that
out,
matters.
who did we give out? Rock and Ron, who won at 15 cents on the dollar, I think, but he did what he had to do. So maybe we'll get I have a feeling we're both going to look at maybe better prices coming around this week.
I think we got some nice prices, and hopefully they come in. We're going to take a look at race number 7. It's the Blue Chip Matchmaker on Friday the 30th, and we have the a nice field here with a heavy favorite at number 4, Sharton N, 6-5 on the morning line. She's certainly been the most dominant mare so far in this series, and we're going to take a look at her race from last week, where we also have a couple others in there, including at the far back there, it's Eclipse Me N, who's coming at the back.
Yeah, Sharton N got away. Nobody really left the gate that hard, was able to drive onto the lead, was able to rate a very comfortable pace. Did what you had to do at 1 to 9. The problem, this horse hasn't really shown a ton of gate speed. That was a good spot for her to be able to drive on early, just take control of the race. 27-1, 57-1, race was over. Horse that we saw rallying 3 wide from the back is a horse whose bandwagon I've kind of been on. That's a Renee Allard trainee, Eclipse Me N. Obviously an absolutely no chance spot last week. Tried to get moving early, tried to go 3 wide. They came home too fast and she really couldn't gain. And she's right back in from the better post, and I have a feeling that you like her here.
Yeah, I think we both kind of like her here. She's 12-1 on the morning line. I think she'll probably be maybe a slight bit under that.
Yeah, definitely.
She'll even out closer with Lady Shadow, and when the odds probably get going. But you know what? I liked what I saw 2 starts back, where she rallied nicely. She had absolutely no shot last week. Came home and basically with the field. She didn't lose any ground. I don't see Sharton as a lock down the road winner in this spot. I think you're going to see some speed from Eclipse Me. I don't know if she's getting around Lady Shadow from the rail, who's clearly going to leave hard. But at worst, she'll be sitting second in a good spot, and you got to hope she gets free in the stretch.
Well, like I said, I don't see Sharton in with controlling speed here. I mean, is she going to be first up here? I'm not sure. You know she's going to be a very short price here. Not 1 to 9 like we saw last week. I do notice there's no show wagering on the race. I think they took a little bit of a minus show pool hit last week. So now there's no show wagering on the race because of Sharton N. Again, Eclipse Me N. This horse came over early last year from down under, either Australia, New Zealand. Was instantly razor sharp for an ALR. Looked really, really good, really promising. I guess something went wrong because they shut her down. Came back this year, wasn't really that great. Went up to Saratoga and really gained her confidence against cheaper. And like you said, that first start in the Matchmaker, dull cover, had to stack 3 wide, turning for home, closed a ton. And last week, I was trying to find a way to sneak her into the race.
It was just a bad spot. It was the wrong spot.
And you know what's funny?
Week,
she took sneaky money too. She took some money. She took some money exacta. She only went up 9 to 1 from what looked like an impossible spot on paper. Dubé drove her like he wanted to get her involved. Had no chance. They walked around the track. As soon as he kind of revved her up 3 wide going into the final turn, the horse took maybe one weird step. I don't want to say it was a bobble or break, just took a weird step and kind of lost a touch of momentum. So whatever chance she had to gain from that spot, it went out the window there. You know what? I saw the race. I mean, I saw when this race came out, and I see behind us.
The connection has stopped, but we're going to keep going.
We're going to keep going.
No matter what happens behind us, we keep going.
There we go. Beautiful picture of somewhere else, and now we cut to a nice shot of the horses again. When I saw the draw and I saw Eclipse Me N from post 2, I said this is the week where Dubé can get aggressive with this mare. If I can get any sort of price, I'm going to try to beat Sharton N, who doesn't. I don't think she has to win this week. And Lady Shadow, who we know is a speed, but is not reliable enough for my taste.
And as much as, I mean, we both are on the bandwagon with Eclipse Me N here, as much as we like her, I think you kind of have to play a 4-2, maybe, you know, an exacta with Chardonnay on top, because you should be getting $14 or something. You should get a fair price with it.
It depends how much money Lady Shadow takes. You know, we know she's a quality mare. She'd get used hard, too moving to the lead, but she's going to have to show a lot more to me late. Does Jason Bartlett maybe try to change tactics, or does he just try to go down the road with her again? Who knows?
It'd be interesting to see if the 6 Scandalous leaves, you know, switching to Yannick Gingras. He could be somewhat aggressive at times. This could be a spot where she
you know, she has a second of the outside horse, of the 4 outside horses who are all going to be long shots and get saddled, just either because they're touch overmatched or because just poor post positioning. I don't want to say any of them are overmatched. It's just a victim of circumstance this week. Scandalous is probably the most likely to maybe be put in play earlier. But you got to focus inside here. We didn't even mention Safe from Terror. That was a super effort last week. Certainly one to consider from the inside. But if I can see anything 5, 6 to 1 on Eclipse Me, I'm going to take a stab this week.
Eclipse Me in, race 7, Friday at Yonkers, number 2. We're both on board. We're going to go to race number 10 at Yonkers on Saturday. Levy third leg. We have a nice field here with, I would say, probably the series leader right now in number 4, Rock and Run, who's 9-5 on the morning line. And we'll take a look at his victory from last week. And it was another, you know, solid win. There's nothing you could say about it other than that.
Yeah, 1-9, did what he had to do, was able to rate a comfortable second quarter, going 57 after a pretty decent first quarter. Mild urging, but again, he was a heavy favorite last week. He was 1-9 last week. Did what he had to do. Won. He's 9-5 this week. We see my favorite no show wagering stamp on this race again, which I think might
be. You're going to be
a,
disappointed, aren't you? Now you're not going to be able to make that big show play you were looking
I think
at.
it's a bit of an overreaction from the 1-9 odds last week, because this is clearly a tougher spot tonight. You had last week you had Makitso, who had to move from the 8-hole first over to get close to Rock and Run. You had Luciano N, who's proven to be a very nice mare, as we're trying to connect to some lovely backdrop again. But this is a different situation, different spot this week. Rock and Run's going to have to work a lot harder. You have 2 legitimate horses inside of him, in Western Fame and Keystone Velocity.
Who both have speed if they want to show it. I mean, if you look back, I mean, Western Fame has a 4-year-old left in 26-4 here at Yonkers from post 5. And we all know Keystone Velocity has a ton of speed, and we're going to take a look at Keystone Velocity from last week. You know, he had post position number 6, and he tried to rally from that. You see him here on the far outside. He's going to close really well. Has absolutely no shot of getting to Dr. J. Hanover. Yeah,
Dr. J. Hanover, we mentioned it last week, got away with murder on the front end in the first leg. Gets away with murder on the end. He went a little bit faster, but not. Again, he got away with murder, which compromised Keystone Velocity's chances when. Nobody really got away well from the gate. He had way too far to come. Ended up getting placed second when I believe it was Stahlbaum's horse went inside and cut a couple pylons. Clearly, the post relief. This is a way better spot for Keystone Velocity.
This is the spot he's probably waiting for.
This is the spot where Dubé's supposed to take control of this race. And if I get anywhere near the 7-2 I'm looking at on the morning line, I'm all over him this week. Not to take anything away from Rock and Run, but he's going to have to work harder. Western Fame, that was a very nice close, a nice improving horse that's transitioned nicely from the 3- and 4-year-old season to prove he's a legit horse. Obviously, he's looking for back-to-back wins in the Levy, but if I get anywhere near the 7-2 price on Keystone Velocity that is advertised, I'll be all over him this week.
I don't see how you could be on Rock and Run this week. With Western Fame and Keystone Velocity inside, it's going to be hard for him to leave to the top. Who knows if number 8, even in a Pleasure, who's been gunning off the gate.
You know what? We didn't even mention him yet.
Really sharp. Who knows if Joe Bongiorno is going to take a shot there? Because if he does, I mean, I have no idea. This could be some kind of Wild West showdown if he decides to.
Even a Pleasure who we loved last week. That was my best bet last week, paying $320. That was a great spot. This is not a great spot, but we've seen 2 solid speed efforts since Even a Pleasure returned to Yonkers. I would imagine as long as he doesn't get baked or used too hard, there's no reason why Joe Bongiorno can't take a shot here, trying to improve position early. But loved him last week, tougher spot this week. But like I said, I'm on Keystone Velocity. Rock and Run, if you want to come back with him, he was 1-9 last week. You're going to get a much better price tonight, Saturday night. You might be probably north of even money, 6-5, 7-5, I would guess.
I'm going to go with Western Fame here. I'm going to go with Western Fame, and I'm going to hope that Mark McDonald puts the gas pedal down from the get-go and takes charge of the race, and you know, there's a chance that he's going to come away in the pocket, which isn't ideal now that there's no passing lane. But I think we have an improving horse. You know, he raced well as a 4-year-old. Now he's 5. He's starting to get into his own, you know, where, you know, horses tend to do the best in this particular series, 5 and older. And I think this is a good spot for this horse, and maybe he's just coming into his own at the right time.
I certainly can't disagree with you. So we both have the same idea. We're beating Rock and Ron this week. You're going Western Fame. I'm going Keystone.
But we're trying to beat Rock and Ron.
We will beat Rock and Ron.
We will beat Rock and Ron this week.
No offense to Rock and Ron, the Burks,
all due respect to Ron Burke and Yannick Gingras and the ownership.
We're beating Rock and Ron this week.
We got to go for the price. So we have a Levy pick. We're both on opposite horses here in race 10. Matt's going with Keystone Velocity. I'm going Western Fame. In the Matchmaker, race 7 on Friday, we both were on board with Long Shot Eclipse Mien. That's a look at the weekend stakes action. Good luck.